Hello everyone. So in this video, we will quickly go over lab 6. Okay, and let's see how to do it. So this is how it should look by the end. We'll only try to cover this half part of the lab. Okay, and for this, you'll find all the files, all the stuff that you need on Moodle in a file called Moodle Files for Hosting. Just download that, extract, and you will have all the files here with the text files which have all the text that you need to display, and a folder for images with with all the images required. Okay, I would just rename this to hosting because that makes more sense. And yeah, so let's get started. I would firstly actually create a new file called index.html, change the type to all types. Okay, save that. Now I have the index file which is here. I can quickly create the skeleton here, body, yeah, and title would be hosting. Okay, hosting the site, that's better. Okay, and then quickly also create a styles file. So save as styles.css, change the save type to all types here and save that. Okay, you have your index and then you have this. Now let's look at how it should look like. Again, I will copy this and I will open it in, let's open this first of all. Okay, and then I will go to image color picker, go to this place, paste it here. So I copied it from the PowerPoint and I pasted it here so I can get the colors. Now if I click here, that will give me the background color that is there for the page, right? So I will copy that and I will go back to my styles and I will add that color in the body tag here. So background color, paste the color, and just remove the regular margin and padding as well, so everything is how it should be. Save that. Now it's not linked in my index.html, right? So I will create a link here. Relationship would be style sheet, and then href styles.css. Why styles.css? Because it's in the same folder as the index file. So I have it linked now. If I refresh, it should give me the black color, which is there. Okay, now on top of that, we can notice that everything is within a division and that division has a darker black color. Okay, so I will create a division here. Okay, let's call it container. I will give it an ID container. Okay, and the color for that container, actually, let's see if there is any helping text. Oops. Okay, it says download. Okay, structure the page using division tags. You will need a container tag for the design. Set it to margin auto. To center it, set the background image as shown for the middle section. Okay, the rest is for the other sections. So we will just focus on the first section here. Okay, so I have the container here, and within the container, there's another, let's say, I will create another division. I would call it, let's say, heading or title, and then text would be hosting central. Okay, and then on the other side, I have a division for numbers. Okay, and then here I would display toll free 1 space 800 space 203 to, again, you can copy this text from the text files here, index.txt, but I don't want to open more files, so I'll just keep it like this. And then on the next line, because the next thing is displayed on the next line, so I'll put a break, and then on the next line, local free 1-800-624-4125. Okay, that will display the numbers. The next division, I will have it for the list. Now, okay, to be very clear, this right now we will not treat it as a table, we will treat it as list of links. Okay, so UL would be the list of links, and then LI would be for the list items for each one of them. Okay, so for each of them, I will have, okay, they're links, so we need the A tag as well. For now, I'll just keep it as hash, and then the name would be home. Okay, leave the name out for now, duplicate it using Control D. So we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. The first one is called home. The second one is called web hosting. The third one is called VPS hosting. Fourth one is called dedicated servers. And then fifth one is called contact. Okay, now we have the links as well. Let's see how it looks in the browser for now. Okay, perfect. It is displaying what it should, but not in the way we want it to be. So the first thing what we would do is we will style this container so that it displays in the center and it has its own color, just like how it has here. So this is the color for the container. I will copy that here using this, and then hash container background color would be the one that I copied. Save that, and now we want something called margin. Okay, before that, let me just show it to you like this. So it has the color now, but we need the spacing around it as it's shown here, this spacing around, right? So for that, let's make the width for this container to be, let's say, 80%. Oops, 80%. Save that, refresh. Now it is 80%, but it's not in the center, right? So to make it in the center, we would use something called margin 0 auto. Margin 0 auto. And now it's in the center. Perfect. So the next thing is I need this to become yellow and then bigger in size and um, bold also, I think. Okay, one more thing. The font family that is used for this lab is Tahoma. Okay, so yeah, now it's the correct one. So for this division here, I named it title, right? So I'm going to style using that title. The color should be, if I can get the correct color. This is the color. Now the color should be this. Okay, the color should be this, and then The font size, let's say, should be 32 pixels. Font weight should be bold. Okay, and there should be a padding of, let's say, 30 pixels. Let's see how it looks. Kind of similar. I think so. Yeah. But I think the spacing is a lot. Instead of 30, let's try 20. Yeah, I think this is better. 20 is much better. Anyway, so if we open it, it looks something like this. Okay, now that's your title. Now we need to move this next to the title in the same horizontal space, right? So for that, we need to float this to the left so that it doesn't take up the full width of the container. And notice how everything now moved here. Now we need to move this part, the one that has the numbers, to the right. So if we go back and notice the ID for the division for the numbers is called numbers. So hash numbers float right. Okay, it should be the same font, I think. So I'll use the same font here. I mean the same color, not the font. Font size, let's see, 22 pixels maybe. And font weight should be bold. Okay, save that. Perfect. Too big, maybe 20 would be fine. Okay. Now, again, there is some spacing that we need to add. So I'll add a padding of, let's say, 20 pixels. Yeah. So now it looks a bit similar, but the only thing is that I feel like it should be too small. 18. Oh, not 18. Sorry, this should be 20. The font size, I wanted it to be 18. Or even try whichever number seems fine for you. Keep trying that number. Now, if you notice here, the text is not aligned towards the right. So we need to align it towards the right. For that, you can just write text align and then right, and that would make it align right. Now, if you notice this text in what's it called, in the screenshot is gray in color. It's not yellow. So for that, like we studied within a division, if you have different styles that you want to apply, you can use something called span. So the same thing would be here, span. Okay. Save that. And if we go back, we would say in the numbers division, wherever there is a span, add this styling, and the styling would be color gray, and font weight, which was initially bold, make it normal. Okay, so if we refresh, yeah, that's much more similar, I feel. Again, I'm messing around with the size, but whatever fits for you, just try with that. Okay, so now that is done, that part is done. We need to look at the links, these links. Okay, I named it menu. Okay, the division is called menu. Now, if you notice, this menu is floating with the hosting central, because when you float something, the space that is remaining, any content that's below that section will float with it. So in order to clear the float or move the menu to the next line or to the next horizontal space, you should use clear both or clear right, whichever one fits. Clear left, clear right. In this case, maybe you can just write clear left because that's what we're trying to clear. That will also work. Okay, now here I want the menu to float to the right because the menu is displayed on the right side, right? So again, that's why I do not use clear left. I just use clear both. Okay, because now this is also floating, right? So it's going to have an issue with that side also. So if I refresh now, it will move to the right side. Now notice how the background color is gone. Trust me, it will come back. It's just because everything is floating right now, but it will come back. So you have the menu, and in the menu, I want that all the list items are displayed in line instead of displaying them as bullets and on new lines. So this is how it would look. The color should be something as here. No, not that. I think that's the color, but let's see again. Okay. And the color of each of those links should be this. Okay. What's the issue? Oh, because is it because of the A? Yeah, because the A tag has this default blue color and everything, right? So what you could do is write menu A, okay, and the color should be this. Text decoration should be none. Yeah, it looks much more similar. And then for each of the list items, have a padding of, let's say, 10 pixels. Okay, that's how it should look right now. The background color is gone. Don't worry about that. This is how it should look right now. Okay. Um, 1 second. The padding here is 20 pixels and the padding here is okay, that's correct. So we have the list also now. The next thing is to have this, what's it called? This division that has the image at the background, right? So for this, I will create a new division, div, and then give it an ID called middle, okay? And this division, if I refresh, it's not going to show anything, but this division should show a picture. Okay, now I would go back to the images folder, and this is the picture that should be there, middle.jpg. So I'll use that. I created middle division, okay, and then background, not image, but background, URL, images, the name of the folder, slash middle, the name of the file dot jpg. Okay, if you save this, nothing will show up again because that division doesn't contain anything. So okay, so here it's not going to show, so I'm going to give it a height just to see. Let's say 200 pixels, and notice how it's at the top. That's because again it's floating with the initial floats, all of the floats. So you're going to just say clear both. Okay, refresh, and now it's moved down. If you make this a bit big, you will notice that the image is kind of repeating itself, right? This is where you would notice that. So in order to stop it from repeating, you can add background repeat, no repeat. Okay, and if you refresh now, the repeat will not be there, but then it's not taking the full size, right? So for it to take the full width, you have to use something called background. I think it's better if I do it this way instead of, because I want you to see it fully. So yeah. Okay, so if I refresh, again, it's not the correct size. It's not fitting this correct size. So you would say background size 100% for the width. If I refresh that, now it's taking 100% for the width. Okay, now on this image, you should have all of this text and then a picture. This is floating towards the left and this is floating towards the right. Okay, so for that, I'm going to create divisions. First of all, I would create, let's say, a division for left, ID left. Wait, did I record? Yeah, left, and then another for right. Okay, now division ID left and division ID right. Now if I go back, the first thing that I need to display is the cheapest and the best hosting within the left side. So I'm going to just write the cheapest, or can I use um, okay, I can use this as maybe span. Okay, the cheapest and the best hosting. Okay, and the next thing that should be displayed is unlimited web hosting, which I feel like is a heading. So unlimited web hosting, and then there is okay, then the next text I will put it in a paragraph. Hosting is what makes your site visible on the web, and then we offer fast, reliable plans for every need, from a basic blog to a high powered site. So that's the paragraph, and then there's a button below it. I will not code that button yet. And on the right side, there is image. Source for this is images server, I think. Yeah, server logo dot png. 1 second. Yeah, png. And then alt server close that, save that. I think that's it. Save that, and then let's try to refresh. This is how it looks. Now we need to float all of these, this left side and the right side, right? So did I add them as IDs? Yeah. So I can write the left side should float to the left, okay? And then the right side should float to the right. Save that. Now it's floating, but it doesn't look similar because the text is like fully all over the place versus in the screenshot it looks a bit different, right? So how can we change that? If we go back now here, wait, how do we change it? Okay, let's do it this way. Let's try to make the width of this 60%. Okay, so wait, where does it end? Reliable. So somewhere in the middle, maybe 50%. Okay, seems fair. We'll add a bit of margin padding, all of that, and it would be fine. So, and then the image itself is too big. I think this the server image, I think it is too big. Yeah, it is too big. So don't care about the flexibility or anything right now. So maybe I will make the width, sorry, the height for this as 250. Save that. Yeah, I feel like this makes more sense. Now here on the left side, forget the left. In the middle, I will just add a padding for 100, not 100, sorry, 10 pixels. Okay, maybe 20. Save that. This one can be around 220. Okay, now I think it looks kind of similar to 10. So I'm just trying to manage the height, but I feel like it's fine. So now in the middle, all the text color is basically white. So I'm going to change it to white, okay, which is according to the screenshot, I think. Where is the PowerPoint? Oh, the paragraph is not white. So you can say hashtag left paragraph color is black. So that stays black. Okay, if we look at the screenshot, it's a bit bold. So weight should be bold. Save that, refresh. Okay, now unlimited hosting, the cheapest and the most and the best hosting. That is in italics. So span, because I used span for that here. if we notice. So for that, I'm going to add font style, italic, italic. So I feel like this is good enough. I mean, similar enough. Yeah, I feel like this is similar. This one I feel like is a bit bold, so I'm going to change that as well. Why is it not? Okay, just keep it like this. I'll change the list to bold, the menu actually. Font style, weight, sorry, font weight, bold. Yeah, I feel like that's better. Okay, even if it's not better, I think I messed up with the color. Maybe the color is a bit different, but anyway. So that is fine. Now let's look at the button that's there. The one button that needs to be displayed. Wait, let's look at the instructions that they have, just so we don't miss anything. The sign up button and the contact hyperlinks will not link to any page. Will not link to any page. The target, okay. Hyperlinks will link, okay. The hover event for hyperlinks will change the color to orange. The links at the top may be done as a list. Set them horizontally. Okay, we did that. Create the button as a hyperlink class with one set of CSS styles as it is a repeated object. You will need to set display block, set the default display for the class. This displays the background image fully. A useful tip for a div containing 3 divs is in columns. Float each div to the left. Okay. For now, I think, wait, I messed it up again. Let me close this. Okay. Oh, I can open this here for myself. Yeah. Although it doesn't do much. Okay. So anyway, looks similar. Now we need the button. Okay. The button is below the what's it called? The paragraph, which is here. So this is the paragraph, okay, and I think it's better to do it this way. This is the middle section, which has the image, then the left one that contains all of this text, and then the paragraph here, okay, and then we'll add the button. They said in the instruction that you need to add the button using the hyperlink. So A, and then because we have similar buttons, we can use the style, right? So don't create it as an ID, create it as a class. We can call it probably button, okay, and then href would be whatever it should take you, and you need to have sign up displayed there. Now in the button, in the class button at the bottom, I would create dot button, okay, and then I would try to display it. First of all, display the background that we need, right? So background URL images slash what was it called? Button, I think. No, btn 01. Okay. btn01.png. Okay, that's the background. Let's see how it looks for now. Okay, the background is there. Now, the next thing that we need to add in the button would be, let's say we want it to be 100%, right? So background size, 100% width. Does it change anything? Not much. Okay, now what more can we do? Let's try to add, let's give it a height. Okay, so we can see it properly. So the height would be, let's say, 50 pixels. Now I'm not sure if it's going to work, but let's see. Okay, so it doesn't do much. Height is 50 pixels, and then maybe because the width is not there, so width would be, let's say, 100 pixels. It's not doing anything. Oh, okay. Display block. Okay, now it's showing as display block, but if you notice, it's repeating itself, right? So I'm going to stop that repeat thing. No repeat. Save that. Refresh. Okay, now I can see the button fully. Okay, now that if you don't add that, for some reason it doesn't show the button fully. It would just for some reason take the size, sorry, take the um yeah, size of the text that is displayed and accordingly display um, the image. So display block, save that. Okay, now the text should be centered. So text align, center, save that. Okay, now it's in the center, which is perfect. Um, what else? I think there should be a bit of padding. I'm not sure though. Padding 10 px, 5 pixels. Okay, 5 pixel. Okay, let's try to remove the underline. So text decoration should be none. So the underline is gone. Font size, let's make it 15 pixels. It's too small. 15 pixels. 16 pixels. Font weight, it appears to be a bit bold, so I'm going to change that to bold. Okay, the color is still blue. I want it to be black, so change that to black. Sign up. Is it black? Yeah, it's black. Sign up. Okay. Okay. What else? What else can we add? I feel like the height can be a bit bigger, but it keeps, because of this padding, if I remove the padding, I don't think it would. Yeah. Doesn't look actually similar at all with this button. Is it because the text? maybe 150, if I can change that to 150 pixels. Okay, okay, better. 150 pixels padding would be, let's say, 5 pixels. Does it look similar? Yes, looks very similar. So that's how we would do the button, I think. Okay, but when you click, when you hover over the button, it said something should be there, right? When you hover over the button, yeah, I think when you hover over the button, it should become, yeah, orange. Should become orange. So let's try to do that. We have the button class. So dot button. I think the color should become orange because the background, yeah, the color should become orange. Oh, when you hover over it. Okay. So when I hover over it, it should become orange. And I think similarly for all the other links. So I'll just add the same here. Menu a hover color orange. Save orange, orange, orange. Yes. Wow, I'm so proud. I think it looks similar. I don't care if it's a bit here and there, but as long as, okay, yeah, this, don't worry about this. As long as you have it identical at 50%, that's all I care about. So here, yeah, I have the sign in, I have the image, I have this, everything looks fine. I'm bothered by this color for some reason. I think the hosting central is a bit bigger in text, so I'm going to go and change that. Where is it? 32, 36. Because, yeah, I think this one looks similar. So again, you can play around with it, see how you can, make it the same way. The remaining part, we will do it in the next class. For this class, we just had to complete this section. The button, again, I've discussed it. It looks similar here. There's a lot to be written here for the button. You have to display it as block. That is important. Otherwise, it won't show the image properly. You have to set a background image. Don't repeat it. Set the width to be 100% so it shows fully. The height, give it at least 60%, 60 pixels, and width as 150 pixels. The padding should be 5 pixels, and then the text should be centered. No decoration, meaning get rid of the underlines. And font size 16, bold, and then color should be black. And when you hover over that button, it should change the color to orange. So I think that is it for this video. We'll cover the next one when we do it in the class. Okay, if you have any questions, please email me. Wait, I see some spacing issue here. Um, Let me quickly fix that for you before we end this video. So menu, you have the menu, and then, okay, okay, let's see if the spacing, yes. Now I feel like the spacing is a bit more, so 10, yeah, this is the correct spacing, I feel. Okay, so anyway, any questions, any queries, if you're stuck anywhere, just send me your code, zip the whole folder. So for example, if this is your folder here, if this is the folder, zip the whole thing, select the whole thing, right click, send to compressed zip, and then email this file to me. Okay. And I'll try my best to go over it and give you feedback and help you out with it. That's it from my end. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, and see you all in the next video or the next class.